How's it going, everybody? My name's Nick, aka T Gaming Fanatic. I just want to make a short video just going over a little discussion and idea I had. This video, as you can see from the title, it revolves around GameStop. For some of you have probably seen lately, based off the time of this video, GameStop has tried to roll out a new store format, aka their GameStop Retros, which has had people of mixed opinions. Some stores are better than others. Obviously, it's very location item based. Some, actually have like old cartridge games. Some only have like Wii, PS3, 360 games. But another news that kind of popped up lately was also that GameStop is also closing more of their stores, which to me personally, I'm kind of on neutral ground with GameStop. I know there are a lot of people that don't like them, but there's also some benefits to having a big chain game store, especially for physical media people like myself. So to hear them kind of close their stores to the inevitable future that they might be closing for good is kind of bittersweet, because they don't have the best business practices, but they also are a nice novelty to have. And where I'm getting at in this video is I had an idea in regards to GameStop of a new business plan or model that might be able to keep them going or prolong their departure. So obviously they had a lot of stores. Some of the stores by me have also recently closed down, and I live in a nice suburban, well-populated area of New Jersey. So for me to drive over a half hour to go to a GameStop, for some people, depending on where you live, that's nothing. But for an area like this, it's not good. So for me personally, I think the best way to keep GameStop alive is really for them to reformat themselves into a franchise. And what I mean by that is, for some people who aren't familiar with a franchise, think like fast food place like Burger King. Burger King has a business model and a plan that you can buy out, and you can operate and run your own Burger King or several locations, and you just have to adhere to certain policies and such with the company, and then they provide you with the name and particular assets. So there's still a consistency of brand recognition throughout all the locations. But I think that would be a really good thing in the future, because at the end of the day, a big company like GameStop or any big company, I don't think they can run a used game store to the point where they can make profit, because it's already hard enough for an independent person to run a game store. And for a big company, especially something very corporate, you have to really know your customer base from your area, because every area can have a totally different scene or crowd of people. Like, I could be over here in New Jersey, and I could have a ton of people at they like old PlayStation games. But for whatever reason, my Sega games don't sell here. But there could be a store in California where they're all about Sega. Their customers love Sega. They sell more Sega than anything else. You have to adhere to what the people in your area, your local demographic, needs and wants. And I don't think that's achievable through a regular corporate company style, organization. So I think the best bet would be to franchise the name, which I know some people will argue. Sorry, my gimbal's going off a little bit. But I think some people, they may not like the idea of having the GameStop under their name. But if they could find a way to utilize some of their connections and assets to help independent owners kind of keep afloat and gain more access to more bigger scale company practices, business training, connections with distributors, and then they get a cut in that. And I think it also allows the opportunity for a lot more people who want to open up said stores to kind of have like a more structured process that they could stick along. And I'd love to get your guys' thoughts on this. You know, people who buy physical media and go to these stores, people who know a lot about independent stores, maybe even store owners yourselves. At one point, I knew a guy that was a distributor and helped people make their own stores, and I was in the process of trying to achieve that goal. It ended up not being the right time for it, so it's not something I ever went through with. Maybe something I'd love to do in the future, but let me know your thoughts and opinions on this idea, because GameStop stores are still closing. They just brought out the retro style stores, and I don't think that's going to help. And they're not going to be able to bring themselves back with another stock gimmick. So, you know, this could kind of help reach towards the end of losing physical media, at least to a degree. And that'd be sad to see. So I'd like to get everyone's thoughts and opinions on this idea. I think it was a very interesting concept. I don't know if it's something that could actually be executed, but, you know, it's a nice discussion to have. And I just thought it was something I'd bring up real quick based off some of the articles and stuff I was reading lately. And thank you all for your time, and have a good one.